watch them bloom for me and you.
You can literally take the cayenne powder and throw it in the wound. They won't like you, but it works. It stops. Yeah.
I just wanted to say while you're talking about that, people need to be careful whatever store they go into, just because somebody in the store recommends a product. Do your homework, because it doesn't mean that that's the best product or for your money.
Well, for example, St. John's wort. Even the FDA has now verified it to be good for anxiety and depression. We use it a good bit here. But you'll see study after study, or you'll even have people say, well, I tried St. John's, it didn't work. It's because of one study that came out, they found that most vendors out there that sell St. John's wort, when they opened up the capsules to do tests on it, had little to no St. John's in it. Because almost all of it is filler. Don't buy, don't care if it's from us or not, don't buy your herbal medications that have fillers in it. There's no excuse for it. It's like watering down your wine. There's a reason for it. They make more money by watering it down.
And don't trust anyone. Go research.
Correct.
Go research.
Same question on the purity of echinacea. What's available in, like in the regular vitamin oils?
You want to make sure that the
junk
echinacea,
basically?
you want to make sure that it's either organic or wildcrafted. And, make them answer that question
What do
if
you
they
mean
can.
by wildcraft?
Meaning they literally went out in the forest. There are protected areas in the United States that are there just for growing plants. No one helps them. No one does anything. They grow wild, and then once a year they go out and they harvest a small percentage to leave the rest of it grow. That's wildcrafted.
I think we're going to talk about one more thing and wrap this up, because everybody wants to, we don't want to keep you too long.
And this is the sales part. Just get through it.
This is, just so any of you know, this is our herbal medical first aid kit that we have on hand. So we've put quite a few items you can see together, and a lot of the items Erinville's talked about today. Briefly, I'll go through the cayenne. It's in a tincture form. It's also good for hypothermia as well as the bleeding that we've talked about.
Correct.
I go through very quickly. Cramp bark and valerian. This works well. We like to
muscle relaxer.
Muscle relaxer and pain. We also like to combine it with, which I'll show you here, is the willow, which is a good anti-inflammatory
And
analgesic, and it will also help for pain. You can combine the cramp bark valerian with willow. We've had good success that way. From pig. Herbidine, it's equivalent to betadine. Yeah. So on wounds, things like that. I know I'm going too quickly, but I can talk more about them. I don't want to keep you guys too long. This is a particular kitty soothe.
This is wonderful. Thank you. Real quickly, let me talk about that. Okay? From one of my dear friends. Here's something that's real important. We're going to take just a minute because I want to talk about this. This is part of that. What happens if you don't have your medications? I'm going to tell you a story. It's true. Do you mind?
No, go right ahead.
Okay. Anybody here know what an EpiPen is? An EpiPen. So, you're highly allergic, anaphylactic shock, you get stung or something like that. Bam. You hit yourself with the EpiPen. Okay? It's meant as a massive antihistamine. I'll hold it. So it helps. It's basically adrenaline or epinephrine, stuff like that. So you give yourself this massive doses of epinephrine, adrenaline to make it through it, along with some other things. Well, correct me if I'm wrong on the way I say this. This isn't just in case you don't have access to it that you just can't afford it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Linda. Prior to the Affordable Care Act, an EpiPen was $75 each?
60.
60, thank you. $60 each. And you only had to buy one. Since the Affordable Care Act, tell them what it is now?
You have to buy 2 of them, and it's $300.
Yep.
For 2 of them.
Yep.
Okay.
You can't separate it. You have to
You
purchase
have to buy
one.
2, and instead of $60 a piece, it's now $300 for both. Okay. Most people can't afford that. Okay. Right? So Linda came in one time and said, hey, I am highly allergic to bees. Okay, correct?
Yes, highly.
She just wasn't going to pay that anymore. $300 for 2 pens. And they are a limited lifespan. After a while, they go bad and they're no good. So if you're blessed and you don't get stung by a bee, well, it goes bad and now you just lost You know, good you didn't get stung, but you just lost all that money. So she came in one time and she asked, what is a substitute for it? There is a substitute for an EpiPen. Costs about $30 grand total.
Yes.
And it's these two right here. Thanks, sweetheart. Kitty Soothe. It's a formula we have here, but I can teach you how to make it. Kitty Soothe and Stinging Nettle. Okay? These two are the equivalent to an EpiPen. They're both sealed, so you don't ever break the seal. Stinging Nettle is a massive antihistamine. It is the equivalent to Benadryl, but it doesn't make you sleepy. Okay? So, there's this and there's this. This is Kitty Soothe. The actual name for it is Immucalm. It has 2 herbal medications that tell the immune system, chill out, relax, while still keeping it strong. So it does suppress the immune system. When you get stung by a bee, for example, and you have serious allergy problems to it, the immune system goes into overdrive, it overreacts, and then of course you swell. Swelling is actually an immune reaction. Okay, and of course you swell up and you suffocate and just don't do well very long, generally. So I told her, I said, this calms the immune system so you don't overreact, and this acts as the antihistamine, okay, which is all in the EpiPen. I said, keep them together, don't open them, don't use them. And she kept them in her purse. Okay. So, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? They were at a pool, right?
Yeah, I was at a pool.
It was at a pool, okay? This has been months and months later after I gave them to her. Linda B, her friend.
2 Lindas.
2 Lindas knew that it was always in her purse.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep, my whole family knows I'm highly allergic to
that's right.
bees and
And
friends.
this is what she relies on. So she was trusting me. I love her too.
Yeah, totally trusting.
Totally
Didn't know if it was gonna work for sure.
That's right. Because she didn't have an EpiPen, right?
Nope.
No, did not have an EpiPen. So what talk about trust? She got hit.
Well, I went like that and it was in my hair or something. I got my fingers when it would happen.
Yeah. So she tells Linda B, don't get my stuff. It was in the.
No. Well, I didn't know if I got bit or stung, so I said, I think I just got stung.
Then I was gone.
She was gone.
When?
Because I knew where it was at.
That's right. Linda knows where Linda's stuff is. So the routine is this, Linda. And they knew what to do. What you do, and this works. This is in glycerin form. This is in alcohol form. Okay? First thing she did,
Not sweet.
sweet, not sweet. Okay?
Yeah.
The thing was, open them up, drain the entire bottle. Just take it all.
Yep.
Okay? It's not bad. Okay, this
No.
is relatively sweet. This is quite powerful, the alcohol one. The Singing L. She downed this one. And she cracked open the next one. And down that one. And she's not much of a drinker.
I'm not
so
a drinker at all.
There was a big shot of vodka. So she was feeling it.
Yeah.
Okay, so after they did this, it was just time to sit and wait, you know? Because usually within 5-10 minutes, right?
Oh, usually, yeah, you're putting me in the car.
Usually
And
we're taking her to the hospital.
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm on my way to the hospital.
So she
I don't
got
have a
hit,
choice.
she did this, so now it was let's wait and see if Arundel killed me. See what happens.
I never made a trip to the hospital.
Never made a
Just
trip.
so you know.
Linda B had to go into the house, said, you yell at me if anything's going on, about 20 minutes. Is that about right?
When you came back, check on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After she took the dosage.
That's right, after she took the dosages, because Linda B has basically got Linda back, and it's just down.
she was
I made her take it off.
She was
That's what she's
no, it was more like creme in the bottle.
That's right. So about 20 minutes later, she comes back out, checks on Linda to see, we need to take you to the hospital. Linda was a little slumped in her chair, right?
Yeah, it was a little
A little slumped in her chair, and Linda B's going, are you okay, what's going on? And Linda's response was,
I feel
I'm
great.
looped. Because of the vodka, she's, I'm looped.
Yeah.
That
The
never
only
went.
suggestion I have with those is if you're in a hurry and you're trying to get them that, I would write number 1 and number 2
That's
on
great.
the bottle, so you
That's
know which
very
one
good.
to do first.
Very,
Which it's
very
written
good.
in my purse now that's over there.
And
I
not have it
don't
with
know.
your other bottles.
Because you'll get it confused with the
Yeah.
others, that's right.
You don't want it down the cayenne.
And yeah.
Yeah, so now we keep them separate because before I always had several bottles in my purse.
Keep a rubber band around the two,
Yeah.
so that they're hooked
That's
or
a good
whatever.
idea.
So $30 versus 300.
And you have
Yeah.
to take the entire bottle?
Yes.
Entire
Yeah.
bottle.
Situation.
That's
Yellow book.
Now, normally these are medications for other things as well, But in a serious situation like that, you down the entire bottle. And again, it's $30. For both bottles, yes, for both bottles, it's around $30, and it does work. I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
Yes.
How long does that stuff, how long does that stuff keep?
Okay, great question. If the glycerin version of it, if you keep it, relatively cool and all, it can last a year, 2 years, okay, a couple of years. The stinging nettle, which is alcohol, will last forever.
Okay.
So at the very worst, every couple of years, replace the glycerin one. But that's about
And
it.
if you do open the glycerin, you can always refrigerate it for longer life.
That is true too. Absolutely true.
Okay, the next bottle we're moving to is Mullen lobelia.
Again, that's what I told you is
Asthmatic.
absolutely anti-asthmatic. It will stop, you get yourself with a dose of that, it will stop the asthma attack immediately.
Plantain.
Plantain, okay? Again, these are all things you guys can do. It's here if you want it, but it's also available. Plantain grows in almost everybody's yard. They call it a weed, they can't stand it. Now, it's a little leaves, little green leaves, they're like little lances, little sharp point at the end. Plantain is incredible. If you get bitten by a snake, you get bitten by a black widow or a brown recluse, you take that and down the bottle. It will help you survive from that. It's absolutely wonderful.
Topically and internally.
That's correct.
You can chew it if you're out there.
You can
Chew it, make a
There's an old legend that says for wherever something dangerous is, the cure is right next to it. And that kind of works that way with plantain and other things like that. You'll almost always find plantain growing everywhere where there's rattlesnakes and things of that nature. It is true, it just works out.
Relaxes.
Relaxese is just a formula that we have that affects the neurotransmitters and causes the body to just relax
It also,
without being
I
drugged.
found a triple combination that works well to relax is the cramp bark valerian, the willow, and the relaxese. If you're really in a lot of pain, it seems to.
It will relax.
Did that work good for muscle spasms?
Cramp bark and valerian, me for example, I love my parents, but they were pills. One time my wife and I had to fly across country because our son was graduating from the Coast Guard and he was getting pinned. So we had to fly out from California to Virginia. And my parents came to watch our house while we were gone. My fault. I got massively stressed out because I knew what they were going to do. They were just not very good about some things, but they wanted to, so we let them watch. I was so stressed out that just before we walked out with the bags, I reached down to tie my shoes, bam, out went my back. And so much, I've never been in so much pain in my life. She got me to the car. We had to drive to LA because it was an early flight, so we had to stay in a hotel that night. We got up the next morning. I got out of bed and went to my knees. I couldn't even walk. It was so bad. It was just all stress. It was all stress. So I'm telling Peggy, I said, go on without me. I'll get my folks to come pick me up. And she starts crying. All right, I'll try. We brought with us the cramp bark and valerian. And it got me across the United States because flying in a plane where they're like cattle cars now with a hurt back was a horrendous experience. Cramp bark and valerian. Cramp bark. It was used by Native Americans mainly for women who had cramps. The reason it works is because it is a muscle relaxer.
Okay.
We did that, and so it works on all muscles. Okay, so I was taking cramp bark and valerian. Valerian is literally called the herbal version to Valium. It's a painkiller. I took that all the way across the United States, and we made it, didn't I? Made it all the way across. It works very well. You can take, because it is a muscle relaxer, if you take enough of it, it will make you loopy. Because it definitely relaxes the muscles, and it works very well.
You already know the garlic, which we've talked about. You know about the willow. The last tincture would be the eyebright.
One of my absolute favorite, herbal eyebright. Oh yeah. Now,
What
do you
is
mind
it
me
called?
bringing? What did he tell you when you went for your last eye test?
But I had the eyes of a 20-year-old.
Okay. Herbal eyebright. And again, we have all these things here. For those that want to learn how to make them, I will actually teach you how to do it. It's not just trying to make money here. I will teach you how to do this. Herbal eyebright is an eye wash. You put it in the eyes with a little eye cup, and you open your eye and look around. I've had patients that have cured their eyesight. We had one patient that had to wear glasses. 2 months of using the herbal eyebright, he went back to the DMV, took his eye test, and they took the eye requirement off his license.
That'd be good for cataract.
I've actually seen where it will make sounds gross, but it's cool, because a cataract is a film
Yeah.
growth over the eye. It will actually make the cataract fall out onto your cheek.
Really?
Yes, it works well. Well, Lynn, one of my very dearest, Lynn has been using it, and it was a few weeks back. You went to the eye doctor just for the full exam, right? He came back, and what did he tell you?
Well, he said if I hadn't known you, if I didn't know your history, he said that I had the eyes of a 20-year-old.
It works very, very well.
As far as the health-wise, it
Right.
hasn't fixed the
That's right.
vision,
That's right.
but the health of the eye. And I
Exactly.
was on Restasis.
That's right.
I used Restasis for years because I didn't have productive tears, and there was a lot of dryness and all of that.
I
And
remember.
he said, yeah, the eyes of a 20-year-old.
Remember, you're only 2.
Not bad for 25.
There you go.
Just to know, the Cayenne Heat, which is a salve we already talked about, that's also in our kit. We also have a Country Comfort, which is a myrrh and golden seal,
Myrrh
which
and
is great
golden seal.
for
Very good. We use it on cancer patients. We have patients that come in here with melanomas. Okay, and so we have a treatment that we do for patients. We don't sell this salve. We keep it here. We treat you for 24 hours with this one salve. And you come back, we wash it off, and then we let you take that home and you treat yourself for about 8 days with that. And it's gone. The wound completely heals over with no more cancer. Works very well.
the
Does that
last
work
one
for
we'll talk
basil?
about. Pardon?
Basil cell?
It works on them all.
All of
Works on
them?
them all. I've used it
Okay.
on quite a bit of different things. It's
Cool.
great. It works on skin tags. It works on moles, on warts. It's
Now he's
amazing.
talking about a different salve that he uses first, and this is the follow-up salve, the Country
Right.
Comfort is what he's talking about.
Right.
One that's not in this kit that we do not dispense.
It's very
It's
harsh.
only applied
Yeah. Here.
through here at the clinic. The first one he's talking about. The last one is his Sensei,
Sensei.
which is amazing.
Yeah, it's just good. You can, if you're having stuffy eyes, stuffy nose, put a little bit below your nose, a little bit under your eyes, clears up very, very fast.
Okay, and there's a complete booklet about all this and gives a brief overview. So we've really given you a brief overview of what's in here, and scissors, and of course our little syringe pin, which I love those. So that's a brief overview, and then we do have a smaller kit as well, which has adorable little mini tinctures in it. So little baby tinctures. So it's a smaller one, handier to, but not near as complete as that one. So I think we're gonna wrap up because we're past
Yeah, we got
time.
times, yeah.
So if we can turn off the.
So, okay, so again, anybody that wants, for free, you sign on the far one over there. Everything that we talked about today, I will be sending you in digital form so you can have it. And again, there was so much I did not cover. Okay, you will get it all for free. I will send it all out to you.
So if you look at the top,
Let me bring you songs from the woods to make you feel much better than you could know.